Hello world, Krista here with Books and Jams. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel for another Friday 5. Today's topic is movies that are coming out in 2018 that are based on books that I am so excited about. I've been hearing about a few movies that are coming out soon that are based on books, in particular 2 in March that I'm very excited about, so I thought I would look up the rest of the year and see if there were any others that got me just as excited as the first 2. And there are some really good ones coming out. Let me tell you about them. Coming up in just a few short weeks is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I actually never read this book when I was a kid, but when I saw the trailer a couple months ago, I knew that it was a book I needed to read soon so that I could enjoy the movie. The movie has big names like Oprah Winfrey and Mindy Kaling and Reese Witherspoon, and it just was such a well done trailer that it made me want to read the book. The funny thing is that even though I watched the trailer and even though I've read the back on here, I'm not exactly sure what this story is about, but from what I can gather, it's about a girl named Meg and her little brother Charlie who have to go through time to find her father. Somehow her father gets trapped in his exploration of time travel. He somehow gets trapped in time, and so Meg and Charlie have to go, and I guess another friend or neighbor have to go and rescue him. So they have adventures along the way, and I believe this is the first in a series. I can't remember how many books are in this series. I am very excited to be picking this up. It is on my February TBR, so I may try to get to it before the end of the month, but if not, it will work perfectly for middle grade March, which is coming up very soon. And if you notice all of these books that I turned around backwards, I am building a massive TBR for middle grade March. I just can't stop. But anyways, this is the first movie adaptation that I'm very excited about for in 2018, and this one comes out on March 9th. The second book to movie adaptation I'm excited for also comes out in March, and this is a book that I read last year and really enjoyed, and it is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now this book is a lot of fun. This book takes place in 2044, and in this future America, everyone pretty much lives in this online arena called the Oasis. One of the creators of the Oasis dies and leaves Easter eggs and almost like a scavenger hunt within the game or within this virtual reality for people to win a lot of money. So Wade Watts is one of the people who lives his life pretty much in the game. Outside of the Oasis, his life is pretty rotten. It'll be interesting to see how they combine the 2 different worlds in Ready Player One. So the virtual reality where a lot of life takes place, and then all of these people in the real world, just the clash of the 2 worlds that happens in this story. It'll be very interesting to see it played out. I'm very excited for this one to come out at the end of next month. I don't need to reread it because I just read it last year, so it's pretty fresh in my brain. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. The last 3 that I have here are labeled as 2018 TBD. So they don't have a specific release date, but hopefully all 3 of them come out in 2018 because I'm very excited for them. The third one on my list is actually a book that I didn't love, but I'm hoping that I like the movie better because I feel like it was the writing style that prevented me from enjoying this book and not the actual content, and that is Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. Now, this is a book that a lot of people have to read in school. I didn't. It's also a book that I read last year. This is a book about books being banned. And there are these burners who go around and raid people's homes and find the books and burn them. And then one of the burners has kind of a crisis of conscience and isn't sure he wants to do that anymore. So there's a lot of philosophical thinking that goes on in this book. What would the world be like without books, and how people kind of lived glued to their screens, and they have these huge screens in their home to watch their daytime soaps and stories and things like that. I'm very interested to see the movie of this because I did like the content, but I could not handle Ray Bradbury's writing. I had a really difficult time with his writing style. I know other people really like it, but I think a movie of it would be super interesting. So here's hoping that this one comes out in 2018. The fourth one that I want to talk about, I had no idea was going to be a movie until I started doing research for this video, and I'm so pumped. It's going to be called Ashes in the Snow, but it is based on Ruta Sepetys' book, Between Shades of Grey. This was the first Ruta Sepetys book that I read. I know Salt to the Sea is a little bit more popular here on BookTube than this one, but I really prefer this one. I've read all of her books. and this is my favorite. Just like Salt of the Sea, Between Shades of Grey talks about an aspect of World War II that's not very often talked about. It's about a teenage girl in Lithuania who is rounded up with people in her neighborhood, and they are brought to a labor camp in Siberia and forced to live in the freezing cold, basically starving. This book broke my heart. And so I know this will be a movie that I bring a box of tissues to, because I just absolutely know the movie will break my heart as well. The fifth book that I would like to talk about that's going to be a movie, which is also labeled 2018 TBD, but I did see a trailer for this one, which I will link down below. I believe it's going to come out in the UK before it comes out in America, and that is the Guernsey and This title is a killer. That is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrows. I just read this book in January and I loved it. It has such a cozy feel to it, and yet deals with, again, World War II and how it affects the people on the island of Guernsey. We follow this writer named Juliet who was writing humorous type stories during the war. This book happens after the war. She begins a correspondence. Oh yeah, it's an epistolary novel. She begins a correspondence with a few people on the island of Guernsey and ends up traveling there to just learn their story and possibly put it into a book. The characters are wonderful and quirky. It is a little tiny bit hard to get into because there are so many characters and they're all writing letters to each other. However, I love the trailer. And I think this will be a beautiful story to be told on the big screen. The characters jumped off the page for me, so I think that they will translate well to the big screen. I think that while it does deal a bit with what happened during World War II, there's such a feeling of hope and friendship and support of each other that I really hope comes across in the movie as well. I loved this book, and it's, again, I will be bringing my tissues. I didn't actually cry during the reading of the book, but I think the movie, seeing it in front of me, I think that will definitely make me cry. But I'm really looking forward to it. Here are the 5 books to movie adaptations that are coming out in 2018 that I'm super, super excited for. I know there are a few others. Annihilation, I think, is coming or is out already. I haven't read that one. I think there are a few others that are coming out this year too. I think almost 30 book to movie adaptations are coming out in 2018. I don't know how many actually have dates to them, but these are 5 that I am most excited for. I would love to chat with you down in the comments. Tell me about your experience with book to movie adaptations. What are some really good ones? Do you like to read the book first? Do you mind watching the movie first? Let's just talk about that down in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. All my other social media links are listed down below, and I will be talking to you soon in another video. Bye!